Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name's Jacob. I'm a big fan of Officer Tatum. I've been following him for about 5 years now. I started following him right before all the George Floyd stuff kind of popped off. I feel like he makes a lot of really good points just in general. I pre-watched this video a little bit just because I had heard Stephen A. Smith talking to him about what happens here. And I was kind of curious about it. And so when I started watching it and seeing how everything was unfolding and some of the arguments being made, I was like, wow, I should really make a video on this and kind of give my thoughts on it. But I'm probably going to break this up into two different videos, a part 1 and a part 2, just because it's 20 minutes long. But yeah, let's just kind of get into it and see what happens.
We don't have to have beef. What do you got? You feel like you got to be mad at me? I'm not mad at you. I don't know you.
You're surrounded by pigs and bigots. So
what's wrong with these guys? They're here to protect you.
No, they're not. They're not here to protect you. That's why they're facing us.
Well, if somebody comes on campus and they start blasting, who you think going to help you? Yourself? With what? They're going to shoot you? They're going to shoot you?
Do you know what happened the last time TPUSA was here, like 3 years ago?
You guys assaulted them.
The Proud Boys came.
And then what happened?
We said nothing.
Why are you shaking and being weird? These guys are not going to shoot you.
I'm upset.
You're upset.
I'm angry, and I'm rightfully upset.
No, you're not.
About this
you're upset over false reality.
People that don't like you because of your skin.
Who don't like me? These guys?
Are you kidding me? How many white people are surrounded?
White people hate me?
What? It's you and this one person, one black guy?
What?
And maybe another one person, other person of color?
White people? So every white person hate black people?
No, but
do you hate me?
You're with, do.
Who?
Listen to what she's saying. I mean, because that's exactly what it sounds like. The first time I heard her say this, I was like, dude, is she just saying that like every single white person there hates black people? But no, she's talking about conservatives, I guess, that are there at the event with Officer Tatum. But I mean, it's just insane. Like, who taught her this? Who taught her that all the people around you that are white hate you because of your skin color? It's ridiculous.
Do you know there's being concentration camps built right now?
Well, who's building them?
They're kidnapping people?
Who's building them?
Trump and ICE.
Trump is building a... Where?
Has passed
Where?
orders to
reopen
Guantanamo Bay.
Where are they building them at?
He's reopening Guantanamo Bay.
Show me evidence and I'll listen.
Oh my God!
You guys really believe this? You're upset over nothing.
This is funny too. This is something I've noticed a lot, is that people will say something and they have no way to back that up because they don't know what they're talking about. And then they throw out some, oh my God, I can't believe you don't know this. But whenever you press them on it, you don't know. And you'll see as it comes.
You think that white people hate me? You think these cops are going to kill me for no reason? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, if you weren't a spokesperson.
You know how crazy that sounds?
If you weren't a spokesperson for them, they'd kill you.
They're protecting me right now. What's your whole argument is over.
First thing that I see when I look up Guantanamo Bay, U.S. has spent $40 million to jail about 400 migrants at Guantanamo.
Migrants at Guantanamo Bay. Migrants.
Hey, but here's the
migrants.
difference between
the Holocaust. You mark someone undesirable, then it's okay if you get rid of them. That's how fascism works.
It's hard to understand you, please.
The difference between what is considered a migrant by the conservative community and what is actually a migrant is it's different than what you would expect.
I can't believe you guys are upset over this stuff. That's not real.
That's a human being you're putting in prison.
No, the person is illegal in our country.
It's a person it's a human being that you're putting in prison. We put human beings in prison all the time. Whenever somebody does something wrong, they get punished for it. I mean, this is fucking stupid.
They're a person. I don't care
still
if they're
pay
fucking illegal. They
Yeah, it's fine.
Rights.
They do. They have rights. They do have rights.
it takes
They do have rights. They do have rights.
He's talked about is doing mass deportation of
illegal.
Correct.
Yes.
But his numbers are very flawed. The numbers that he's pulling, there are not that many.
Where's he pulling his numbers from?
He's surveying the average Americans and looking at the voter polls, and he's seeing how many Mexican Americans or Mexicans in general or other diverse minority groups are there voting and using that to base off numbers and get a general population sense. But the numbers that he's saying are illegal is not correct. In fact, he's actually going to end up deporting a number of...
How does deportation, do you know how the deportation process works?
I know.
How does it work? Explain it.
No, they don't.
Homes and kidnap them.
How do you know who to deport?
that is what
Because they're fucked.
What? Explain it.
People and taking anyone they can.
So they just go to any Mexican.
Activists.
They're taking
So
people
typically-
from
What activists have they taken? Hold on.
In the last few
what activists?
administrations, in the last few administrations before Trump's current administration and Trump's last administration, the only deportations that would be counted, and the only way that we would know that there are immigrants who migrated here illegally, are the ones that are arrested after committing a crime. We've seen that in Obama's administration. We even saw that in Biden's administration, which had currently deported more immigrants than Trump's administration.
Yeah, because he's only been there for like 2 months. But so are you upset with Biden?
In Biden's first 2 months,
Are you upset with Biden?
he had a system of checks and balances.
No. Are you upset with Biden's deportations?
Sorry, I think it's
Well, no,
important to let
because
him
he
finish
still had
his
a
thought.
he had a system of checks and
What
balances.
checks and balances did he have that Trump don't have?
Okay, so the ICE administration, the ICE agency right now, we have seen them literally deport people that were just somewhat associated with illegal immigrants that had some.
It's not somewhat associated. They run a check on them and they're not citizens, so they deport them.
They run a check on a person that is illegal.
They're trying to denaturalize it.
Okay.
Is it illegal to be in this country without documentation? How did I get to this country? And my mama was in this country. And my grandma was in this country. My great-great-grandpa was in this country.
So that's
I don't really know how they got to this
an immediate
country.
logical fallacy to say that somebody is
Who brought
illegal
them here?
and that they don't own.
Hold on, no. Who brought them here? Who brought them here? Okay, who enslaved them before they got here?
Who do you think?
Black people.
Look at what she's doing. She's holding her phone up to him for him to watch a video so that he understands her point because she can't articulate it herself. That is embarrassing. If you're going to go and protest somebody coming to your campus because you disagree with them, you should know why you disagree with them, and you should know why you believe the things that you believe. You shouldn't pull up a freaking YouTube video and put it in somebody's face to try and show them what you believe. I would be embarrassed. If I saw myself on camera doing this, I would be embarrassed. Also, public service announcement. If you see somebody like this wearing a mask, or somebody like this wearing a mask, or some of the cucks back here in the back that are wearing masks, ridicule the absolute shit out of them. That is so ridiculous. Look at how pathetic that is. These people do not give a shit about COVID. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. Nobody's worried about COVID anymore. These people aren't worried about COVID. They're afraid of showing their faces because I don't know. Are they ashamed of what they're supporting or what? I've never seen a libertarian, a conservative, a centrist, or anybody that's remotely not on the left, and even some people that are on the left, that are kind of more towards the center, who aren't afraid of showing their faces. Now, this chick, she's not afraid of showing her face. That's good. This guy over here, he's not afraid of showing his face either. But these two people, and some of the people in the back, shame them if you see them in public. It's ridiculous.
We were enslaved.
Treated like they were by white people.
How do you know? You weren't there.
Chattel slavery.
Did you take? I took this person. I took Africana Studies at the University of Arizona. I know what I'm talking about.
The difference between
All
chattel
right, next
slavery and slavery during
Who?
war. There's a difference between chattel slavery and slavery during war.
Okay, you say I'm illiterate or whatever.
Chattel
How you going to? You're not black, so how you telling me what the black experience is?
You wouldn't even look at it.
You're not black. Are you black?
Yeah, I am actually.
Okay.
I'm mixed.
With what?
What?
You mix with what?
I'm mixed black and white.
Who's black on your family side?
How do you guess?
I don't know. You don't look black at all.
Yeah.
You have no black features at all.
It's almost like I'm a mixed person.
So you are black?
White passing.
You are black?
Yes, I am.
Who's your black parent?
Why do you need to know that?
Okay.
So weird.
Then I have to just believe
Take a
you?
guess and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
Neither. Neither of your parents are black. That's what my guess is.
Okay, you're a dumb fuck.
Okay, well, you say what you want to say. But you do acknowledge that Africans enslaved black people before they sold them to white people. You know that, right?
They didn't treat them like white people did.
How do you know?
Because I've listened to history and I've learned.
You listen to history where?
Okay.
So they treated them well?
She has no idea. She has no idea. Look at the way she's standing there, kind of shaking her head back and forth like he's just supposed to know. She has no idea.
What?
They treated them well?
No one said they treated them well, but
The fact that they sold them was horrific. and let them get on ships and come over here knowing that 2/3 of them will die. That's
White
horrific.
people illegal in this country? How did they get here? Did they
said what?
kill the natives?
If
Yeah,
what?
they did.
If what?
Are white people illegal in this country? How did they get here?
Natives own slaves too, you know that?
That was war. Okay.
Native Americans own slaves too, you know that?
There's a different thing.
Who was the last group? Who was the last group of people that released? Who was the last group of people that released their slaves in the United States of America? Who was the last group? It wasn't white people. It was a Choctaw Indian.
Okay.
Yeah, so Indians own slaves too. Everybody got blood on their hands.
It's
Do you know
not the
that?
same. I'm not
Do you know that white people enslaved white
They
people
didn't chop off
here
their
before
hair.
they?
They said it was fucking
White people enslaved white people here.
Okay, first off, Native Americans just cut people's hair off along with their scalp and brutalized the shit out of them. So, I mean, yeah, she's talking about like people using, you know, Native American hair as trophies and stuff like that. Like, Native Americans were objectively worse. Also, America was conquered. Okay? Like, it sucks what happened with Native Americans. My grandfather is Native American, not some weird ass, like, you know, like 1/16th or like 1/32nd or whatever the hell. Like, my Native American, or my grandfather is or was Chippewa from a reservation in Minnesota. Okay? I'm saying this as somebody who has Native American ancestry. It is what it is, man. The way that the world used to be before we all kind of globalized and started working together, it was brutal and it was awful. Okay. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying that it's a good thing that we came here and just annihilated, you know, all of the Native Americans. But at the same time, like, Native Americans were also annihilating each other. They were ruthless with one another. So this argument, whenever it gets brought up, like, I don't feel bad because, you know, Native Americans were conquered. People have been conquered for thousands of years. It's just it's human nature. It's unfortunate and it's an ugly truth, but it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you, dog.
Here before they are you listening? White people enslaved white people here before they enslaved natives, before they enslaved blacks. Do you know that? Do you know that black people were
It's happening everywhere.
Who was the first legal slave on it?
Also, look up the Barbary slave trade and tell me which one is worse. Would you rather have gone into slavery being sent to the Arab world, or would you rather have been sent to the Americas? Just maybe look into how many black people are living in the Arab world right now. That should probably give you a pretty good indication.
In American history, who was the first legal slave owner in American history?
I don't want to answer any of your questions.
Of course you don't. He's black. He's a black
Can I
man.
ask about your tattoo?
He's a black man. Did you know that?
Abraham Lincoln free the slaves?
No. The first slave owner in American history was Anthony Johnson, a black man. Did you know that?
I didn't even try to follow this next.
Of course you don't hear. What did you say?
I just want to ask about your tattoo. Are you Christian?
What you say?
Are you Christian?
Yes, I'm Christian.
Okay. So you believe in Jesus, right? You follow Jesus?
Can you speak up just a little bit?
You believe in Jesus. You follow Jesus, right?
I do follow Jesus.
Okay. So you know that Jesus wanted us to love everyone, right?
What do you say?
Jesus wanted us to love everyone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do love everybody.
What about migrants?
We do love them.
But you're not. You're not.
Why not?
Kindly, we're supposed to let them into our home.
We're supposed to let every single. What about the ones who are committing crimes and murdering people?
The Bible says to love everyone.
No. Should they get deported?
The Bible says to love everyone.
The ones who are killing people, should they get deported?
You were once also
Should they get deported?
in a land. You were also once a foreigner. You're supposed to love everyone.
Do you love everybody?
Yeah, the Bible also tells us not to break the law. So if somebody's coming into this country illegally, they're breaking the law. They have to suffer the consequences of their actions. Like, this is silly.
Yeah, actually.
And then why are you so vitriolic against me?
Because you're hating others. You follow Jesus. Jesus wants us to love everybody.
I do love you. I'm being nice to you. You don't want to be mean to me. And do you hate cops?
Yeah.
I thought Jesus told you to love everybody.
Cops are the fucking weapon of the state.
They're people just like you are.
Jesus was an anti-capitalist too. He's a fucking cop.
How is Jesus
No, he
anti-capitalist
was
and
not.
anti-cop?
God, that's so cringe.
Read the Bible?
You clearly
Have you
haven't.
seen the fucking?
You clearly
Have you
haven't.
read the fucking?
The Bible says you should love everybody.
Pigs on thrones. Have
Even
you read
cops.
that part? Have you read that part?
Even cops.
Where he fucking whipped them?
Even cops.
Vendors in the temple, have you
These
heard
guys
that?
haven't killed anybody. What are you talking about?
They're trying to
I said cops who kill people. I didn't say these
Oh,
guys.
you're trying to cook.
They went to jail. What cop killed somebody and didn't go to
I
jail?
hope you get my good side.
A lot of them are still getting paid.
They look cute.
Unfortunately, I feel like it's important to recognize that there's a lot of
I just want to make this point real quick. Jesus literally asked God the Father to forgive the ones who were executing him because they literally didn't know what they were doing. Okay? None of these people would extend any of that to any of these police officers or anybody that they disagree with slightly at all. Once again, cringe arguments.
corruption that ends up happening in a lot of federally funded institutions, such as things like
You guys are very ridiculous. Why are you singling out this cop?
He had a hand on his gun for a second.
He have his hand on his gun. He's resting his hand on his holster. Is that a problem? You think he's gonna? Why is he carrying a gun
Why
around?
is he carrying a gun around a bunch of fucking unarmed kids?
Do people shoot up schools?
Do
you know why they
have a gun on them?
They're not protecting you from you. They're protecting you from somebody
No,
else.
they're not. They're protecting you.
The black man.
They're protecting all of these motherfuckers.
They're protecting the black man. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, they're protecting the people who have...
Why do you have a problem with them, man? These are good guys.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. How do you know? You have never.
I don't think that they know that he used to be a police officer. They probably have no idea who he is to begin with.
Met him.
Why don't they do some
They're putting their life on the line for you to be ungrateful.
Cops are not required to protect you.
They are.
No, they're not.
That's why they're standing here.
No, they're not. There's actually a Supreme Court case that says cops are not required to protect you.
Show me a
You
cop
know
that won't protect you.
They're not legally
Okay.
required to protect you.
They're not.
That's a lie.
No, it's not. It's a
It's a
Supreme
lie.
Court case, you fucking idiot.
It's a lie.
Look up the Supreme
Well,
Court.
then why do they do it? Why do they put their life on the line every day to protect
They
people?
don't. They often don't, and they use
Words
that
often
case.
don't. You have no idea what you're talking about. Have you ever did a ride along before? Have you ever done a ride along with a cop before?
I get in pig's paws.
See how you talking?
I've got. Hey,
What value are you adding to this? You should respect these people that put the uniform on every day.
It's not a pleasant ride.
Okay,
I've gotten.
I'm done talking to
Okay.
you. Go ahead.
So why a lot of people don't like police, at least from
Because
my
they're
perspective-
ignorant.
No.
It is.
Yes.
It's because in places where a lot of people come from, like where I come from like the Compton, Paramount, Lakewood area, where a lot of people are killed by police.
How many people are killed by police where you from? Where are you from?
fucking
What
know.
city?
I'm from Compton.
How many people killed by police in Compton?
I couldn't tell you an exact.
How many unarmed people? You should do your research. You're saying they kill a lot of people. How many is a lot?
Because I've known like 3 people that have died from
Did
police.
you know their name? Did you know their name? Did you know people? Like, he just asked you, who's been killed? Oh, I don't know. I'm from Compton. I'm from a shithole that's riddled with crime. Dude, God.
How many?
That's 3 from my own perspective.
No, do your research. How many people have been killed by police?
I'll look it up.
Unarmed. Let's go unarmed.
I'll look it up right now.
Let's go unarmed.
I'll look it
All
up.
right. How many people live in your city?
Okay, let's see how many people.
I'm gonna see how many people live in your city. How many people been shot unarmed in your city?
Those headphones are disgusting.
Since 2023, it says approximately 90,980.
In the country.
I was talking about my city.
Your city. 90,000 people been killed by police in your city.
No, I said that you said the population.
Oh, 90,000. Okay. How many people been killed by police?
How many unarmed people?
You guys are racist, man. You're racist. Yeah, you are. That's racist. Look at this smart guy.
You know what?
He's so smart, dude.
I can't find it. I can't find it.
I'm gonna tell you. It's dismal. You can't name a single unarmed person that's been shot in your city this year, last year. You can't name one. There ain't one. How many black people you think cops shoot unarmed every year? How many?
Fucking
Let's name it.
Probably like around.
Give me a guess.
80,000 for the entire country.
80,000.
We're considered.
No, I want you to say that louder. How many black people were shot unarmed by police officers in 1 year?
In 1 year.
What's your guess?
The entire country.
What's your guess? In the whole country. Unarmed.
Approximately. I'm not going to step down from that. Approximately 90,000.
90,000.
That is insane. It's literally less than like 1,000 people a year.
Okay, what's your approach? Ma'am, sir, whatever. I don't know what you identify as.
Wait, how many black people in particular?
Unarmed. You said 90,000 people.
Wait, I'm not talking about just black people. I'm talking about all people.
All people. You can go with all people.
Like including the majority Latino.
All people. All people. 90,000 people?
90,000 for the entire country.
You're
the
saying
entire country. I'm
yeah.
like
yes. Look it up. Look it up. No, look it up. Forget unarmed. Let's go with how many people cops killed in a year total.
How many
out of all people that they killed. And you are outraged because you believe it's 90,000 people. When you look it up, let me know.
Okay, I'm not outraged because of that. I'm outraged because it happens.
No, look it up. How many people?
He already knows the statistics.
I do, because I looked it up. You should be looking it up when you say something crazy like 90,000 people.
So, just for you guys at home, I looked up the numbers while they were sitting here talking. In 2024, the total number of people shot to death by the police in the United States was 1,173 people. Now, it doesn't differentiate between them being unarmed or armed or whatever. It's just the grand total. The amount of police interactions that happen every year is in the millions, okay? So you're talking about a statistic where you have millions of interactions and like a decimal for the amount of killings that happen. Yet people are going around and screaming from the rooftops about how all cops are pieces of shit, how they're none of them are prepared for their job or anything like that. And you know what? Okay, look, not every cop is good at their job, okay? There's nobody or there's no profession that you're going to go into where people, everybody that you work with or everybody that you see in their job absolutely loves it and does well at it or even gives a shit about it for that matter. I was in the Marine Corps. When I was in the Marine Corps, there were so many shitbags that I came across that hated their jobs. They could not stand that they were there. They had realized that they had made a mistake and they had to wait their turn until, not wait their turn, but they had to wait until their enlistment was over to be able to get out. But they were pieces of shit that entire time. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It sucks. And being in the police is a kind of like a big deal. You know, I don't want people that don't like their job being in the police force or being in a sheriff's department. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to do it. And sometimes people get in there and they don't like it, or they're not good at it, or they're not prepared. And I'm sure that there are a lot of cops that could use more training. 100%. I would be down for that. Defunding the police is not going to help with that. Or whatever these people want to do. I don't even know what they want to do. I mean, this chick over here, right here with the mask on, I mean, she's probably a communist and doesn't believe in policing at all and just thinks that everybody's just going to magically come together and kumbaya and whatever other dumb shit communists believe. But what they're talking about right now is such a non-issue that is made to be a massive issue. Don't get me wrong. I don't want anybody getting killed. But at the end of the day, people make dumbass decisions whenever the police are involved and they end up getting shot. You know, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I did say that.
And so you are outraged at a number that's not even close to being real.
With a total of 1,173 civilians being shot, 248 of them are black.
So are you gonna change the way you think about cops?
No.
When you said 90,000 in 1 year, and you find out it was 1,000, and majority of them deserve to be shot.
I'll give
They got guns. They're doing high-speed chases. They're saving people's lives.
I'll give you
What are you
that.
saying?
I'll give you that my number was confused.
Your number was insanely off. 90,000 people?
But
It would take cops, I don't know, 1,000 years or so. 9,000 years.
this still does happen on an unprecedented level.
No, it doesn't. That's not true. How many black people shot unarmed every year?
42.
How many
That's what they said.
No, unarmed.
Unarmed? let's see.
Because that should be our premise, right? Unarmed. And not every unarmed person is not a threat, but we're just going to say every unarmed person is a threat. How many people were shot unarmed by police, black people, in the whole country?
The whole country.
2019, there was 25.
2019, only 25.
Unarmed?
Yep, unarmed black people, 25. I just looked it up.
25. How many black people there are in America?
A lot.
40 million.
That's 25.
46 million. That's 0.100 some percent.
Don't you care that 25
That's more
people
likely you'll
died?
get shot.
Don't you care that 25 people died?
But they were, a lot of times they were doing stuff that necessitated use of force.
They were unarmed. You don't care 25 individuals.
You don't even know what unarmed is.
That
You're
is
not-
not considering the amount of people
We have already determined that you have no idea what you're talking about.
of crimes and are falsely convicted of using.
What you say?
Okay, so there are a lot of people, including black people, Hispanic people, white people of all races, but particularly people of color, who will get antagonized, shot at, or attacked by police because they seem threatening.
How about you do a ride along? How about you do a ride
I
along?
have.
With what
I
department?
have. Riverside somewhere, but I remember being
And they profile people in Riverside?
in Riverside. Yes, they profile people.
And you saw it with your own eyes?
Not on the ride along because I was like 5 years old.
You can't do a ride along at 5 years old. You just lied. You just made that up.
I didn't make that
You
up.
can't do a ride along
I
at
did not
5.
make that up. I was probably like 10 or something.
You can't do a ride along at 10.
God.
You can't do a ride along at 10 years old.
I did though.
You didn't.
I literally.
Who do you ride with?
You expect me to remember the name?
Man, you made it up. You can't do a ride along at 10 years
I
old.
was so f***ing young. I
You should be honest with yourself and it'll.
I don't know if this guy actually knows what a ride along is. I mean, maybe like a cop came to his school or something, or like he was in a program where he was able to get into a cop car and ride around with the cop. But like an actual ride along is like going with the cop and figuring out what their job is like and seeing what they do like in the day to day. I mean, sometimes people that are on ride alongs actually go to calls where cops are like doing real shit. What people on ride alongs have been involved in shootings. People on ride alongs have been involved in life-saving procedures. They've been involved in responding to car accidents, like all kinds of shit. This guy did not do that. He probably can't even remember what he did besides riding around for 5 minutes. He doesn't even know. He said he was 5 or maybe 10. I don't know about y'all, but I have way more fucking memories of me being 10 years old than I do at 5.
Help you not be so angry at cops when you just made up a scenario and then you think 90,000 people were getting killed every year.
Now you're saying that what I experienced is not true.
It's a lie. You can't do a ride along at 10 years old.
How do you know if I didn't? Like, how do you know if it's the same?
Did you know I was a cop?
Okay, which department? Where?
Tucson.
In Tucson.
But nobody's going to let a 10-year-old do a ride-along with a cop. You know how crazy that is?
I still.
You have to
did, though.
sign a waiver to do a ride-along with a cop, just in case you get killed. Because whether you know it or not, it's dangerous being a cop.
Wait. Okay. So what's the ride along? What's the difference between just riding in a car with the cop?
What you mean riding a car? You talking about riding around the parking
Called
lot?
it.
Yeah, like that kind of, and then going around
Well, you
the
didn't.
city.
Listen, you know you made it up. Just admit you made it up. It's fine. Let's move on from there. If you rode around a parking lot, you didn't see anything.
I rode around the parking lot, and then I went around one of the parks in front of my school, and then I went.
It didn't happen, man. Okay.
I did. It did happen.
That's fine.
It did happen.
That's fine. I think we're done. I don't see anybody else having a question for me. Okay. I hope that you leave this. I hope you leave this conversation having a little more respect for police officers, because you thought that 90,000 cops,
I have respect for
people
some
killed 90.
police officers.
Well, these guys have done nothing to you. You should respect them. Is that fair?
I hope you free yourself from the home Satan has made in your
A what?
I hope you free yourself from the home Satan has made in your heart. Because obviously
The what? The home state? She can't even hear you. Why you got a mask on? Anyway, I mean, honestly, there's nobody around you with a mask on.
I don't know.
You don't know? You trying to conceal your identity, or you just want to wear a mask? I just asked why. I didn't say you can or can't. But why? Why are you looking at me like that? I'm just asking you a question. You should say because I'm sick or because I don't want to get sick or something. It makes no sense for you to have a hoodie on and a mask on and all this unless you want to conceal your identity. Why would you want to conceal your identity? Why are you looking at me like that? You mad at me? Okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to add or questions or disagreement before I walk out of here? Okay, good. Well, I hope that your attitude changes.
Awesome. Well, we made it to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to be continuing to post some new content here in the next couple days. As I find videos I find interesting, I'll kind of give my take on them and let you guys know. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.